there, guys. Welcome back to a brand new Flick Pick live show. This is it. Don't get scared now. With all that said, I'm currently still dying. It's been a really bad week. I had the cold. I did not have that we do not speak of on YouTube, or else you lose your monetization. But I didn't have that. I actually got tested twice because I'm a hypochondriac. I just had the cold. I'm recovering. Still a little bit congested, I guess you could say. So I have my trusty energy drink right here to keep me alive. And to add to that concoction, I also have some severe cold and flu medicine, which I like to drink a lot of when I go to sleep because it makes me sleep that much better. This is the daytime stuff because I want to be energetic, hyped up, and ready to go for you guys. So without further ado, we're going to dive into the questions. But I made a promise on the last live show to do a giveaway. And I said all you had to do was comment on the video after it was published, and I would be giving away this bad boy, the 1996 classic starring Tom Cruise as Ethan Hunt in Mission Impossible on Blu-ray. And I'm going to pick one winner of that who commented on that last live show. If my mouse... Did the mouse battery... My fucking mouse battery just died. What the shit is this? Okay, well, let me change my mouse battery. Why did it choose now? Damn you! All right, let's switch this out. Duracell. I don't trust it. All right, let's switch this mouse battery out. Perfect timing, isn't it? Let's see if this works. Does my mouse just not work today? This is great. Perfect. This is everything I ever wanted right now happening. Oh, wait. It might work now. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right, now let's pick the winner. By the way, this video is brought to you by Duracell batteries. They're really awesome, but I hate them. All right, let's pick the winner here. I'm going to go with Big K is the winner. His comment was, your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to give me that Blu-ray of Mission Impossible, John. So give me that Mission Impossible Blu-ray, you sexy beast. That sold me. And I picked that right before I pushed record on this live show. So Big K, here it is. Can you send me a DM on Twitter with your address? And I'll send that bad boy out. Okay. And before we dive into the questions, because I like you guys maybe a little bit too much, you guys know how this goes. After this live stream, because it's the least I can do, I like to give you guys free shit. I'm going to give away Justice Society World War II on 4K. It also comes with the Blu-ray and HD digital download code. So after this live stream goes up, just leave a comment in the comment section down below. Not in the live feed, but in the comment section after it goes live, after it's published to YouTube, and I'll pick a winner of this, and I'll choose you next week on the next live stream. So, okay, with all that said, let's just dive into these questions. I'm getting a little bit antsy. Sorry if I'm going to cough every 5 seconds like Walter White in Breaking Bad. Except I'm not going to have someone come out and say, I want pancakes. All right, though I wish I did have that. Oh, Walt Jr. All right. Okay. The first question comes from Max Nugenbauer, 16 minutes ago. Thank you, Max. You tweeted you stopped watching Rise of Skywalker in the first 34 minutes. I thought Rise of Skywalker was awesome. It had the most satisfying ending of the saga. Max, I don't know if you're lying to me right now or being sarcastic. That is your opinion, and all film is subjective, and that's fine. But I'm going to disagree with you right there. I thought that was the most tossed-together, after-the-fact movie ever made. I mean, you could tell they just had no idea where they were going with the ending of that, whatsoever. And when it comes to Star Wars, you would think they would show it the dignity and respect that it so rightfully deserves to at least sort of formulate an ending. You know, when you start filming Force Awakens, you sort of have an idea. Okay, in 2 more movies, this will be the conclusion to this journey. Let's get there. But no, they had no fucking idea what they were doing. They were just making it up as they went. And then you had The Last Jedi, which completely just undid everything. And then with Rise of Skywalker, it just felt like they were throwing things at the wall, hoping it stuck. But the things they were throwing at the wall were just large pieces of fecal matter, and it was at a gas station restroom. That's where they were throwing it. And then we're all sitting there watching it, just hoping it's going to be a good time, but it's not. So yeah, I just remember a whole bunch of spaceships show up, and ta-da! I hated it. But thank you for the question, Max. Max Nugenbauer also asks, I saw Cruella. It was really good. Now, Max, I think you are just being sarcastic. I didn't watch Cruella. I don't care to. Oh, God, let's just drink more of this real quick. Justin says, I actually heard John is a transgender. Whatever gets me a popularity vote in 2021, I will take it. But I am not. I wish I was. I guess. I don't know. I wish I was a shark, to be honest with you. Like a hammerhead. Actually, I wish, you know what I wish? If I could any dream come true, it would be to be one of the street sharks. Do you guys remember street sharks? They were kind of like the knockoff Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, except they were sharks, and one of them had rollerblades. That's what I would like to be. A shark with rollerblades. And I mean that. It's not even a joke. Yeah, I didn't watch Cruella. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I just don't give a shit. There's just some movies I will not force myself to watch. I don't care what it does. I don't care about making a YouTube video about it, going, oh, it was so bad. It was like, and making some jokes about it. Like, I just don't want to do it. I could think of so many other things to do in my life than watch Cruella, let alone paying the premium price to watch it on Disney Plus. No, thank you. I'm not going to watch that puppy murdering, backstabbing witch. Let's go to the next one here. I'm feeling feisty today, if you couldn't tell. It's been a long week. By the way, I crashed into a construction cone last night on the highway that smashed the side of my car. It was just, there was a construction barrel that blew over into the middle of the road. There was actually two of them, and they were blowing across the highway. And I had to hit one, or else I had to swerve sideways and hit the car beside me. So I figured I'd rather hit the plastic cone. So yeah, that's always fun. All right, the next one comes from Winter is at the Prom Queen, Disney Star Wars trilogy or the Hobbit trilogy. I'm honestly gonna go with the Star Wars trilogy. I don't think it's great. I think it's a mess, but I'd rather watch at least Force Awakens over any of the Hobbit films, which just instantly put me to sleep. So I would probably go with the Star Wars trilogy from Disney. JL member, can you do a movie night with Casino Royale 4K? I don't know if that would be my go-to movie night. I do love the movie. I think it's the best James Bond film ever made. And without a doubt, the best Bond theme ever made by Chris Cornell. Every time I listen to that, it just gets me hyped up. I want to go lift weights while wearing a tuxedo. So yeah, I don't know if I would do a movie night with the Bond movies, but anything's possible, I suppose. I mean, I guess that would make sense if I timed it with the upcoming release of the new James Bond flick, whenever that's coming out. Probably never say never. Our gal says, ever get around to watching Better Watch Out on Amazon? I did not get around to watching Better Watch Out on Amazon. I have not got around to it yet. I just been watching a lot of random shit on like Netflix or Amazon Prime. Like I just watched Master and Commander for like the 27th time the other night on Amazon Prime. I know there's so many other new movies out, but I keep going back to what takes me to my happy place, and that's watching Russell Crowe being a captain of a Navy ship in the 1800s. That's what takes me to my happy place. Everyone else is out watching new movies like Cruella, and I'm like, no. I'm watching Russell Crowe movies from the early 2000s, okay? I want a big epic on the sea. Barry May Kokener? Barry Macon Kokener? Hey there, sexy bees. Can you say happy birthday to my friend Dylan? His birthday is not till October, but why not an early one? Happy birthday, Dylan, you son of a bitch. Dylan, happy birthday, man. Night King 01. John, why did you watch Rise of Skywalker? Were you just mad and wanted to punish yourself? Reasons why you watched that dumpster fire again. I'm going to do my best to explain myself in this situation, and I don't want you to judge me after I say what I'm going to say. After I hit that construction cone with my car last night, I was feeling a little bit empty and sad inside. I came home, and I thought, what could make my night even worse? So I watched Rise of Skywalker as I ate tacos, and I truly did feel empty. And 34 minutes later, I shut the movie off. I stared at my TV. I got up. I drank about a half bottle of cough medicine, and then I lay down and went into a coma. The next one comes from Rick LP. Dude, what's your favorite straight-to-video flick? I'm trying to think. I used to watch a lot of these kids' movies in the 90s. What was the one with the kid who had the little dinosaurs? There were little dinosaurs that came to life, and he named the Triceratops, or he named the T-Rex Elvis. And it was like, and then they made a sequel to it where like a rich kid possessed these small little dinosaurs. It was basically like Toy Story, except with real life miniature dinosaurs. And they knew the dinosaurs were alive. What is the name of that? Someone tell me the name of this movie. I'm going to say that's my favorite direct-to-VHS movie ever made. Prehistoria. Yes. Yes. Oh, that was so good. That was good stuff, man. They just don't make kids movies like that anymore. They just don't know how to do it. Also, I would say, I don't know. I think the first Three Ninjas went to theaters, but I don't think the second one did. And I would consider that a direct VHS movie. But modern day movies that came directly to VHS, I don't know. Everything goes to like VOD, so I don't count that. If it goes straight to streaming, I feel like it doesn't. It's not the same as it was back in like the 90s before streaming services. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Prehistoria. I'm glad someone remembered that. Now I don't feel so alone. Joshua Garrison. Hey, John, have you watched A Quiet Place 2? I did watch A Quiet Place 2. I talked about that on the last live stream. So I actually went to Cleveland to watch it. After the movie was over, John Krasinski came out and did a Q&A. I shot some of it with my phone. I really enjoyed it. Believe it or not, I do have a review of it. Well, not yet, but I do have one on the way. The reason I didn't make it all week is because I sounded like I've been smoking cigarettes for the last 47 years of my life, and I was coughing up a lung. And then I had a sponsorship for the video, and I'm hoping they approve it so I can put it out. So, yeah, I do have one. I did like the movie, though. Z White. You going live postpone my suicide. Thank you. Yeah, well, anything I can do, man, just to give you another hour. Don't say that, you know. We're all friends here. If you're gonna do it, go out with a blaze of glory. Go rob a bank, and guess what? If you get away with it, maybe life will be better. But if you don't, you still have that option. That's the way I look at it, or at least that's my motto. It's not tragic to do what you. It's not tragic to die doing what you love. Isn't that what Patrick Swayze said once? But yeah. I'm glad you could hang out with me for another few minutes. It just got really dark real quick here, didn't it? Thanks, Z White. Andres Huria Gomez. You know I can't read. What are some of your favorite Kanye songs? Probably just this one right here. This is like the only one I really listen to that gets me pumped up. Where is it? That's all I can play. Yeah, probably just Stronger from Kanye. And the reason I like it so much is because the movie Never Back Down, I remember it playing in that with a few other songs by like a Red Jumpsuit Apparatus or something like that, which they were sort of like a one-hit wonder band. But yeah, probably Stronger if I had to pick one by Kanye. James says, favorite Breaking Bad quote. I went pancakes. Beyond that, I would say, I'm the one who knocks. Probably that. Bitch. Jesse's one-liner. Azim the Dream Reviews. Hey, John. Do you ever wish for a perfect franchise that has already ended to be expanded more despite knowing things could go wrong? For example, I love the Dark Knight trilogy more than Marvel, and I would love a TV series with Christian Bale as Batman. Well, I don't know if that version of Batman would translate well to a TV series or an episodic 10-part. I think it's more... I feel like that story is better told in small increments of like 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But I would like to see a Batman TV series that had the same level of like production value of something like Game of Thrones, for example. That was a huge budget. And I've been saying this forever, but I don't understand why like HBO Max, AT&T don't come together and they say, you know what, we should make a really great, huge budgeted version of Batman Beyond. Let's make that. That would be an amazing series if they did it right. And once again, it had the same level of production as something like Game of Thrones. That's what I would like to see. But as far as like another trilogy expanded, yeah, oddly enough, I always wanted to see a fourth installment of Back to the Future. Or there you go, Back to the Future. Once again, a huge budget applied to it, but Back to the Future, like the TV series, but not like a shitty CW TV series, like something that goes like I could see a Back to the Future TV series in the same vibe of like something like Stranger Things, with the same like production value and budget. I could see that, as long as it sort of existed in that same universe, but didn't try to redo the movies. I could be okay with that, like a continuation of sorts. That'd be kind of cool. So yeah, I guess that's what I would pick. Brevins, Flicks, and Games. John, it's been a while. Quiet Place 2 is the best film I've seen so far this year. Also, I just recently reviewed Lethal Weapon for my 80s segment. Yay! Yeah, man, Lethal Weapon's great. 1 and 2. Gary Busey makes a great villain. I sort of like 3 as well. 4 and... Excuse me. That's awesome, man. Yeah, Quiet Place 2 is probably, as of 2021, I think Quiet Place 2 would probably easily be one of my favorite films so far. But I'm hoping movies finally do come out this summer and they stick to their release dates and they don't get postponed every other week. I'm talking to you, Fast and Furious. I'm talking to you, James Bond. I'm talking to you, Black Widow. So yeah, I really did enjoy Quiet Place 2. Smoking the Pot 84. Say, John the Flick Man, are you excited about the Batman Long Halloween Part 1? I'm dying. Yeah. So you're talking about the it's coming out to 4K, the animated version. Yeah, I actually got a email for that a few weeks ago. And I told Warner Brothers that I wanted a copy of it. So yeah, I do want to check it out. The Long Halloween, which is what the Batman, the new Robert Pattinson flick, is sort of based around. I always thought that was one of the best storylines in any Batman comic book. So yeah, I'm excited to check it out. Ghost Whisperer of the Night. Hey, John. Best film made by an actor or actress? Well, Clint Eastwood made some pretty damn good movies. The Mule's not one of them, but Gran Torino is. Yeah, get off my lawn. Shut the fuck up. But I would say another underrated film, in my opinion, directed by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, was Don John, which I relate to that movie more than I probably should. I have a review for that movie from back in 2014. I thought Don John was really good. And it made me wonder why Joseph Gordon-Levitt didn't direct any more movies. So yeah, I'd go with those two. Also, Ben Affleck in The Town. That's probably my favorite Ben Affleck flick. So, Dark Moonlight Entertainment. What's worse, Army of the Dead or Sucker Punch? Both just felt like nonsensical movies. I mean, it really felt like style over substance. I would say Sucker Punch is probably easier to get through because it doesn't try to do as many things with like subplots and like side stories and other characters that you don't give a shit about. I thought Army of the Dead was just, I couldn't believe how bad it was. What it needed was someone to write a cohesive script. It needed someone to actually edit the movie because there was no reason that thing needed to be over 2 hours. So yeah, I'd probably go with Sucker Punch. And I'm not really a big fan of Sucker Punch, but I mean, it was more enjoyable to look at. I don't know how you make a zombie movie boring. And when it comes to zombie flicks, going into Army of the Dead, I was excited to see it because I was a huge fan of Dawn of the Dead, the remake by Snyder. But man, Army of the Dead, I tried. Lucas Bernowskowitz. Every premiere of Better Call Saul sees Saul after Breaking Bad. Would you like to see a full episode in that world in the final season? Yeah, I think we will get that. I think they're just sort of building up to it and leading to the actual conclusion of Saul Goodman. But I do love those scenes of him in like modern day time, just sort of working at the Cinnabon or whatever, that mall job that he works at, and it's shot in black and white. And I love that because it's showing like how his life currently is so desaturated of any vividness. It's just, he's dead. He's not really alive. That's why they shoot it in like a black and white. But yeah, I can't wait to see how it concludes with Saul Goodman. I want Saul Goodman to have a happy ending because like Walter White didn't get it. And I think Saul Goodman should. Just my opinion. Like, Saul Goodman didn't kill anyone, you know? So I feel like he deserves a happy ending. I sort of want him to get away with it. Benny says, can you chug that bang for 5 seconds, please? Absolutely, Benny. I thought you'd never ask. It's so peach mango. Not my recommendation, but I'll take what I can get. Thank you, Benny. I never thought someone would give me $2 to chug a Bang energy drink for 2 seconds. Mom, if you're watching, I made it. Thank you. And you said I'd never amount to anything. All right, the next one comes from Roger. Do you think Robert Rodriguez can make another Grindhouse film? The question is, can he or do you want him to? I could care less. The Grindhouse films aren't really my preference. You know, we got the 2 Grindhouse flicks where you had whatever they were called, Death Proof, and I actually forget the other one. The best thing about those films were the actual trailers during the intermission. That was the best thing about either of those films, and especially the Thanksgiving Day Grindhouse trailer. If you've never seen it, stop watching my stupid face. Go to YouTube right now. Type in Grindhouse Thanksgiving Day trailer. That is art. That is something I want to see. Now, if that was a feature-length film, take my money right now. Z White says, have you ever been in a bad car accident? A bad car accident? I've never been injured in a car accident. I've been in probably 3 or 4 of them. The most major one was in high school. I was being an asshole, and I thought I could cut between 2 semis going 115 miles per hour, and I did it. I did pull the Fast and Furious maneuver, except my tire blew out, and then I hit the side of the highway wall. Then I bounced back, hit the side of the semi-truck tires, and then my airbags deployed, and I didn't really need the airbags, but when they deployed, I figured I might as well utilize them. So I remember my car just like crashing to a stop, and I just laid on the airbags as they like deflated. And I was like, oh, that sucks. So yeah, that was a wake-up call, not to be such a douchebag behind the wheel of a vehicle. But, you know, when you're young and you're listening to, like, epic Hans Zimmer scores, you just feel like you're in a movie chase scene, and you're just, you know, So that was probably the worst car accident I've ever been in. And yeah, but since then, just a few fender benders, nothing major. Claudia Rogajan, what's a movie that is completely awful that you can't turn away from? I said mine months ago, which was Dukes of Hazzard, the movie. It's sad, I know. Did my mouse just fucking die? What the fuck is it? Never buy a Razer mouse. I'm telling you, this thing is a piece of shit. Don't ever buy this. So yeah, Dukes of Hazzard, starring Jessica Simpson. Funny thing about that movie is I actually remember, I remember watching that back in 2005, and I actually wrote a review for that movie for my high school newspaper class, where I was also the cartoonist, but I wrote some articles, and that might be my first ever written review for a movie. I have it somewhere. It wasn't a very good review. I think I said if you like stupid things, you'll like this movie. That was my conclusion, which is, I guess, a fair point. But yeah, it's my worst movie. The worst movie I like, Van Helsing. Van Helsing is easily the worst movie I like. I'm sorry, like it's so trash, but I love it. Azim the Dream Reviews. John, did you hear that Jurassic World Dominion related thing could be attached to the Fast and Furious 9? Do you think it's a teaser, official trailer, or a short film like Trevorrow's Battle at Big Rock? If it's a trailer, I don't want spoilers like Fallen Kingdom. I think you might get a tease for it, and I think the whole concept behind the Jurassic World teaser with Fast 9 would be to sort of excite people. More or less, it's the concept of getting people back into the movie theater, I think, is the goal, right? And I think that's what they're going to push. Like, see this on the big screen next summer, and dinosaurs. And it's just like, this is the movie made for the big screen. And I think right now studios are just trying to entice people to come back to the theaters. So I think you could see like a teaser for the new Jurassic World movie on Fast 9. But I think it'll be like very much a teaser trailer, which is fine by me. I remember when teaser trailers always came out a year before the movie. I remember I remember watching Clerks Part 2, and I remember the teaser trailer for the first Transformers movie. And it was like, it showed like a Mars rover with like a Optimus Prime shadow. And I was like, holy shit, they're making a live action Transformers movie? And oddly enough, when you watch Clerks 2, they actually reference an upcoming live Transformers movie. So I always thought that was funny. Brandon Ishmael. Hey, John, you should see Burning 2018. It's great. Burning 2018? Okay, I'll check it out, man. I have no clue what that is, but I'll look into it. I will. Sometimes you guys recommend a lot of shit to watch, and I always forget, but I'm going to write it down for you today. So let's write that down. Okay, I wrote it down. Yeah, tonight I actually want to watch The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. I think it comes out on HBO. Does it come out tonight at like 3 o'clock in the morning or something stupid like that? But I need to watch that on HBO at some point. Greg Z, no question. Just wanted to say I wish you a speedy recovery, and I say I like the decor of your room, especially the middle wall. Well, thanks, Greg Z, and thank you for that, man. I'm getting better. I do feel a lot better than I was. I wanted to do a live stream yesterday, but I could not make it through like 2 sentences without coughing. And today I felt good enough to do it. And I was like, it's going to get annoying, the coughing, but it's a small price to pay for a mild form of entertainment. But thanks, man. And thank you. The metal wall, I've had that metal wall since probably 2016. And every time I move, I take it with me. And I'm actually moving probably again next month. And I will once again take the metal wall. I like it. It's something different. No one else on YouTube has that. And I just think it looks kind of cool and unique. So, It's a pain in the ass though to move. You always cut your fingers. It's really sharp and rigid. But I like it. Roger says, I made a grammar error on my last question. Here's another donation. Well, Roger, either way, thank you for that. You didn't have to give me a donation because you made a grammatical error. I just had a speech impediment, but either way, it's okay. But thanks, man. Royals15. How do I get back a girl that wronged me? How do I get back at a girl that wronged you? You become a better, bigger, faster, more successful version of yourself. You post that shit all over social media to rub it in her stupid face, and you make sure that she sees it. That's what you do. That's what you do. I mean, for me, every time I've gotten broken up with, I become a better version of myself. It's the true story. Like, I remember back in 2011, the reason I went to the gym, because my girlfriend at the time broke up with me. That's why I went to the gym. Thank you. Thank you for that. So yeah, man, you just go listen to some heavy shit. Listen to some music. Get on Tinder. Keep swiping right. Have some fun. Douglas Armstrong. Favorite movie of all time is The Sound of Music. 10 out of 10. Have you seen it? Is it on your favorite movies ever? Rate it 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. I have not seen The Sound of Music probably since middle school. I don't think it's one of my favorite movies. I don't know if I have any urge to go back and rewatch it. I understand why you like it, but for me, probably not. Speaking of like my favorite movies of all time, I've been wanting to make a new version of that video because it's been over a decade since the last one. So I kind of want to make that video. That's what I wanted to do at some point this year. I keep saying that, but that's really like one video I really, really want to make. So now I feel like really making it. But yeah, so if I had to rate it, it's been so long since I watched it. Michael Parton. Other than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ripoffs like Extreme Dinosaurs, Biker Mice from Mars, Road Rovers, COW Boys from Moo Mesa, and SWAT Cats were also dope. Yeah, Biker Mice from Mars. That was... I remember watching that on... I remember they always played that right before I had to get on the school bus. And I could never sit down and watch it or enjoy it because I had to get on the fucking school bus, which I always hated. And that pissed me off. The school bus was the bane of my existence as a child. Let me explain why. And this, I'm going to go off on a tangent here, but let me know if you can relate to this. I remember Batman the Animated Series would come on every day after school. But my school bus took so long dropping me off that I always missed at least 5 to 10 minutes of it, and it pissed me off. Every day, I always was like, every time we were dropping off stupid kids and they took too long to get off the bus, I was like, just get off the fucking bus. I want to go home and watch Batman. So I always missed like the first 10 minutes of Batman the Animated Series. Does anyone else relate to that, or is it just me? And as a kid, I was like, why don't you air this at like 5 o'clock when everyone's home? It just made no sense to me. Joshua Garrison says, John, go blow your nose. Actually, he doesn't, but I'm going to do that. I'm glad you're doing it tonight, man. I'm off work tomorrow. I'm off of work tomorrow? I don't know. I don't know if that was a question to me. All right, the next one comes from Philip Chandler. Did you know Stardust folded? I'm kind of saddened. Yeah, if you guys aren't familiar with Stardust, it was an app where you could leave reactions to movies, TV shows. I liked it. I thought it was really useful. And they just didn't get enough users over the last 4 or 5 years to make it worthwhile. And I think what happened was TikTok sort of was the nail in that coffin, because now you can just leave reactions to shit on TikTok. And the benefit to TikTok versus Stardust was I could make some shitty reaction to whatever on TikTok, and it might get 5 views or it might get 50,000 views just because it has that user base already there. I actually have a video on TikTok that has like 200,000 views, and I'm just showing a hole in my desk that I made with a controller when I got mad. So, by the way, follow me on TikTok at the Flickpig. Check it out. I just put up my really good Morgan Freeman impression. I think you guys will enjoy it. I'll tell you what, follow me on TikTok right now, and I'll randomly, you got 10 minutes, and I'll go and, I'll give one of your usernames a shout out from whoever randomly follows me for the next 10 minutes. Or something. Or I'll play one of your TikTok videos on the live stream. If you follow me right now. I'll go through and like find one of your TikTok videos and play it. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, the next one comes from Joshua Garrison. John, how old are you? I'll be 30 this month. Well, I'm 34. I turned 34 in April. I don't feel 34 though. Mentally, I feel like I'm 25. Physically, sometimes, if I have enough moisture, I feel like I could still pull off looking in my 20s. Like right now, how old do I look right now? If you had to say how old I am. 57? Thank you. All right, the next one. Imagine watching a racist impression. Did you just say my Morgan Freeman impression is racist? I hope you're not referring to that. I will fucking unleash if that's what you're implying. You don't ever talk shit about my Morgan Freeman impression, let alone call it racist. My name is Morgan Freeman. If that's racist, then I don't... then all the rules of society are skewed, and this is a universe I don't want to live in any longer. 28, 27, 30, 29, 26, 29. Okay, I'll take 29. Fine. Thank you, Darkside Master 29. John, you don't look a day over 25. Well, thank you. Movies and makeup. It wasn't racist. Whoa, I was just kidding. I don't really get worked up about anything. Let's go to the next one here. Funny how. Okay. Hey, John. You came in clutch after a long shift tonight. I'm a police officer, which you can imagine is stressful nowadays, and your videos always get me in a better mood. With that being said, have you watched The Wire? Well, thank you for your service, my good sir. What city are you located in? Just out of curiosity, funny how. But either way, man, that's awesome. I actually thought about being a police officer when I was maybe 19, but life didn't work out that way. But yeah, I have seen The Wire. I have not seen every episode, but I did really enjoy it. I love sort of like urban culture, inner city movies and TV shows. I find them truly fascinating. And I really did enjoy The Wire. That had young Michael B. Jordan in it, right? But I love like the crackheads in The Wire. It's great stuff. I really always did enjoy it. So but I haven't watched it in a long time. I don't know if I've seen the later seasons. I definitely saw like the first few seasons though. But that was back, gosh, when it first came out on HBO. John, new Blu-ray collection video? Probably, maybe this year, maybe later this year. I like to do those in the wintertime. So if I do one, maybe I'll do it again this winter. It's essentially just me saying the same shit I've said the last 5 times, but I mean, it'll be a new video, I guess. Just JDD24 says, Officer Flickinger, I am the law. That's all. I just wanted to say I am the law. That's all I wanted to do. Where are you moving to, John? I'm not quite sure yet. I'll let you know. You could pass as a college kid if you just shaved. I mean, it's not even that much. It kind of looks like I feel like I grow facial hair like a college kid at best. But okay, I'll take it. Thank you. Diamond Vibes 27, Point Break or Dark Knight. Also, I love you. Well, I love you too, sir. By the way, guys, I'm about 25 minutes behind on the questions, but nevertheless, I will get to all the questions, so keep them coming. for me, Point Break means more as a movie. It truly does. Personally, I think Batman Begins connects with me more than The Dark Knight. But I love The Dark Knight. I love the visuals. I mean, I love everything about it. I really do. But for me, if I honestly had to pick one, I'd probably go with Point Break, just because it's a movie that reminds me of my father, because Patrick Swayze and my dad sort of have like a weird similarity to them, except my dad never served. Yeah, I'd probably go with Point Break, in all honesty. Ryman 6000. I know you are somewhat of a conspiracy theorist, as am I. Have you ever seen Zeitgeist, the movie? I've not seen Zeitgeist, the movie. That sounds really familiar, though, but I have not seen it. Let me write that down. I'll look into it. No, I haven't seen it, man. But I definitely am a conspiracy theorist. You can't believe what they tell you. Come on. There's always a motive. You got to follow the money. In every story that they give you, the government, follow the money. That is the truth. All right? Michael Parton, are you planning on watching the new Conjuring on HBO Max or in the theaters? I'm going to see it in IMAX tomorrow. I don't know if The Conjuring is really an IMAX movie for me. I'm probably going to, because it's not one of my most anticipated movies by any means. So I'm probably going to watch it on HBO Max if it comes out tonight, because I've been staying up pretty late. So if it comes out tonight, I will probably just watch it on HBO Max. But if it was more of a spectacle movie, I'd probably go see it at the theater. So I'll probably watch it on HBO Max, yeah. But have fun, man. Get some popcorn. Lucas Bernowskowitz. Are you looking forward to any other Star Wars TV shows coming to Disney Plus, like Kenobi or Ahsoka? Yeah, Kenobi, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, I am really looking forward to that. Ewan McGregor gets me excited. And also, Hayden Christensen coming back as Darth Vader gets me really pumped up, because I never thought we'd see that again. And I think if they focus on the early years of Darth Vader transitioning into being Darth Vader, like showing him getting used to the suit and the breathing apparatus and the Bacta baths, that is something I've always wanted more of. And if they use this series as a way to present that, that could be phenomenal. So I'm looking forward to probably Kenobi the most. JL member, I want to know what your thoughts were on the 4K. I don't know what you mean by that. I want to know what your thoughts were on the 4K. Like the resolution? Like 4K, the resolution? Unless there's something called the 4K that I'm unaware of, someone could let me know. I would say, are we talking about the resolution? I think we are. Okay. I would just say, I would never buy another 1080p Blu-ray disc if I have the option to buy it in 4K, because I think it's the only way to watch films anymore. Is that what we're talking about? Yeah. I mean, 4K is the only way to buy your optical discs, man. Just JDD24. Hey, John, how's it going? Favorite movie that's over 3 hours long? I mean, I don't know if it's my favorite movie, but I would say The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is probably one of them. Maybe Return of the King. That's over 3 hours. I enjoyed that. Trying to think of something else that's over 3 hours long that I really enjoy. Chime in, because a lot of movies end right at like 2 hours and like 40 minutes or something. And I'm trying to think of like something that's over 3 hours. What are some of your guys' favorite 3 hour long movies? Chime in the chat. Let me know. A lot of older films definitely go over the 3 hour runtime, but I wouldn't qualify some of them as my favorites. Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, you're right. Is it over 3 hours? Okay. Yeah, most excuse me. Most Scorsese films do go over 3 hours. Yeah, probably. God, I'm dying. Probably like Wolf of Wall Street. I don't know if Casino's over 3 hours. I think that's like almost 3 hours, but not quite. Pulp Fiction is nearly 3 hours, but technically it's not over 3 hours, though. In-game. Yes. Yes, in-game. I don't care what anyone says about in-game. I just watched it the other night for the 87th time. I love that shit. That final fight, yeah, I know you can complain when all the women team up randomly, but like when Cap picks up Thor's hammer, man, it still makes my nips hard. I love it. Hateful Eight. Oh, yes. Speaking of Hateful Eight, I just rewatched that the other day on Netflix. I actually watched the extended cut of Hateful Eight, which is super fucking long, but I love it. And the smartest thing they did on Netflix was break it up into 4 parts. But yeah, Hateful Eight is one movie that I rewatch at least twice a year. I could never get enough of it. Just the dialogue is so immersive to me. I love it. Like, it's not a huge spectacle movie. It doesn't go to a ton of locations. I get so captivated by like Samuel L. Jackson's performance in that movie. Like, I can't look away. So Hateful Eight. I'm going to say Hateful Eight is probably my favorite movie over 3 hours. All right, the next one comes from Patrick John. Hey, Patrick, how's it going, man? John, let's be honest with ourselves. You've always had a review on the way for like the past 5 years. And I'll always have one on the way for the next 5 years. That's my guarantee to you, man. That's why I do the live shows. If I can't make a standard normal video, I will do it here. I'll do it live, damn it. Rick LP, what sequel is better, The Dark Knight or T2? Pick one. T2. I think T2 is the superior sequel. I don't think it's... T2 is the pinnacle, the best ever action film ever made. It's paced perfectly. Every sequence is done to perfection. And keep in mind, they made this back in 1991. They are doing things in that film with practical effects that I just have not seen topped since in the last 30 years. That LA River chase sequence with John Connor on his dirt bike and the T-1000 chasing behind in a tow truck. You could not... Like, I watched that scene, and I watch it with a really critical eye, and I think there's not one thing that they could do better that they didn't do in this movie. So, I'm going to go T2. Why? Your foster parents are dead. All right, let's go to the next one. Jake Harden, thanks for the super chat. No question, but thanks, Jake. As if Chowdhury? Thoughts on Donnie Yen joining John Wick 4? I did hear about that today. Donnie Yen's a badass, man, so I'm expecting a really awesome hand-to-hand combat sequence at some point in John Wick 4, which is, I mean, why else would you bring Donnie Yen in? But he is one with the Force. Craig Thompson. Have leg nano and cell LED. Okay. Have leg LEG nano and LED and thinking to buy OLED. You think spending $2,000 be a better upgrade? Is OLED better for Blu-ray, not just 4K? Okay. Yeah, so I know they have nano cell and then they have LED, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just going to recommend OLED. OLED is the way to go. It is the best way to go. If you have the money and you want the best picture quality with the best contrast, with the best black levels that you can possibly get with 4K or Blu-ray or whatever you're watching on your TV, OLED is the way to go. That is my recommendation. Whatever other marketing tactics they try to sell you, don't buy into it. Go with OLED. And LG OLEDs actually are pretty affordable nowadays. So, James says, "Hey John, hope you're doing good." Well, thanks, James. I hope you're doing well, and I'm doing okay. You know, I really like doing the live shows. This is fun. This is sort of like the highlight of my day. So, Night King 01. There is a rumor going around that Ben Affleck has signed on for an HBO Max Batman TV series. Please, God, let this be true for the sake of art. You know, I would love to see that. I don't know if that's happening. I felt like Ben Affleck was sort of hanging up the cape and cowl, but If that is true, please, yes, give it to me now. My eyeballs need it. And that would fulfill all my desires and passions. And that would be something I feel like we all want to see, but it sounds almost too good to be true, right? And typically when it is, so yeah, that'd be awesome if it is true. Lucas Bernowskowitz. You want Batman Beyond? Who's Bruce and who's Terry? I don't know who Terry would be, but Bruce would probably be Michael Keaton. Like, just bring Michael Keaton back for everything old Batman. Fine by me. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Come on. Michael Keaton, please. That's who I would want as old Bruce. Bucketeer. I wonder if you've seen Deep Rising, a guilty pleasure, in my opinion, and my best line from the movie relates to today. Now what? Also, stay hydrated, good sir. Deep Rising. Yes. Yes, I have seen Deep Rising. Hang on. It's the one with the guy on the jet ski coming out of the side of the boat. Yeah, I've seen Deep Rising. I remember that came out around the same time as Deep Blue Sea. If I'm not mistaken, what is that, 98, 97? Deep Rising was not my preference of the two, but I liked Deep Blue Sea. I have not seen Deep Rising, and man, I remember renting it from Blockbuster though. It was okay. I just lost where the questions were. Okay, here we go. James Doshier, favorite Kurt Russell movie for me, it's Big Trouble in Little China. Speaking of Kurt Russell, stars in The Hateful Eight as John Ruth, the Hangman. I would say maybe Escape from New York might be my favorite Kurt Russell movie. As Snake Plissken. An underrated Kurt Russell movie is Breakdown. If you haven't seen Breakdown, check that out. But I would probably go with Escape from New York. As a kid, I always really enjoyed Overboard, starring him and Goldie Honda, or Goldie. Was her name Goldie Honda? That doesn't sound right. Goldie Hawn. Yeah, Goldie Hawn. Anyway. Watchtower Studios. Yo, did Greta die in Army of the Dead? I don't know, and I don't care. I wish everyone would have died and turned into zombies and then ate themselves. That's how I feel about it. I died watching that movie. Alexander Cromwell. Got into a car accident today. Everyone is fine. The car is right off. The car is a write-off. Are there any movies that make you especially grateful for your own life? Thanks. Any movies that make me grateful for my own life? That's deep. Not to get dark, though. There are some movies where people have like a terminal illness. Those make me grateful because I'm just like, no matter how bad shit gets, it's just like, it's not that bad. So movies like that, yeah. And then I watch other movies on more of a... See, I'll watch some movies like, I'll watch like Silence of the Lambs, right? And then you have the lady down in Buffalo Bill's well. And like some people just watch that as a movie, but I put myself in her position. And I think if I was down in some dude's well in his basement, helpless, like what would you do? Do you ever just put yourself in that situation and think, what would you do? And then you instantly just feel better about your life when you realize I'm not in Buffalo Bill's well. So if you're having a bad day, my recommendation to you, if you're watching, just be grateful you're not in Buffalo Bill's well. Things aren't that bad anymore, are they? And with all that said, it puts lotion in the basket. Carter Lovejoy. One of my big ideas for next summer is to do a series of outdoor summer movie nights for my hometown. Any movie suggestions, tips, ideas? Yeah, man, you're going to do a series of outdoor summer movie nights for your hometown. Do you have an outdoor movie theater that you can rent? That would be useful. Or you can get one of those inflatable screens and you could put it in a park and project the movie. That would be also good. Have some hot dogs, some popcorn. Could be a fun time. I would show some really good summer movies. Now, a few summer movies you have to show. You have to show Jaws. You have to show The Sandlot, I think would be 2 movies. Maybe back to back if you want to have some contrast. But yeah, man, good luck with that. Bobby Knight says, do you prefer watching movies streaming or at the theater? What kind of movies do you prefer to watch streaming, and what kind in the theater? Honestly, I love the movie theater, but people ruin the movie theater for me. Especially, I saw The Quiet Place 2, and I would say that was one of the worst theater experiences I've had in a very, very long time, because people are just, they ruin shit. So sometimes, I like the theater experience. I like going to the theater. I like the smell of the popcorn. I like watching it on the big screen. I like the loud sound. I just like the entire all-encompassing experience that surrounds going to the movie theater. But now in my bitter old age, I sort of just become lazy, and I like to watch movies in my underwear at home at my own convenience, doing what I want with no one to annoy me. So that aspect is really nice. Because when you go to the movie theater, the truth is you just don't ever know what you're going to get. Like, is there going to be that annoying asshole who's talking? Is there going to be like those stupid teenage girls texting on their phone? Is the movie going to be in focus? Is the sound going to be good? There's so many what ifs. But when all those are great, it's a great experience. But, I don't hate streaming new movies at home. I really don't. It's very convenient. That tastes so good. Okay. Winners F the Prom Queen. Would you rather give up movies or give up music? Without movies, I don't know what else I would talk about on YouTube. I love music. It's so motivating. Do I still get to listen to music in the movies? I think I could live life okay. But music's so motivating. But then again, I don't know what else I would talk about on YouTube, so I'd have to go with movies. Hi, Mark. I didn't say no bags, but nobody can see, so it'd be nice to see. I can't see. You can't see, so what? All that matters is the fucking horse can see. Yes, that's a great line from Django. Now watch my wife cut holes in 30 bags all afternoon for you ungrateful sons of bitches. That's a great scene. Oh, shit, fuck. I love it. James Doshier. My favorite movie action actor is Stallone. Well, that's not really a question, but more of a statement. But I think Stallone all around, as far as acting and being an action icon goes, I think Stallone, I think overall he's definitely the better actor between Arnie and Stallone. I mean, Stallone's the better actor. But Arnie is my go-to, man. I mean, no one had better bicep definition than Arnie. Or pecs. Winners at the Prom Queen. Thoughts on Dishonored Wolf? Dishonored Wolf? I don't know what that is. Haven't seen it, man. I don't know. Max Nugenbauer. I saw Wrath of Man yesterday. It wasn't too bad. Did I see Wrath of Man? I don't even know. That sounds... Why can I picture the cover to that? It sounds like a John Travolta movie. Is that the Michael B. Jordan movie? Oh, no, that's Jason Statham. Okay. Sorry. I'm so out of the loop. Okay, yeah, I did not see the new Jason Statham flick yet. I've heard it was good from a few people. Some people said it was just mediocre, but I'm curious to check it out. I like me some Jason Statham. I like when he actually does a movie with a good script. My name's Jason Statham. Ghost Whisperer of the Night. Hey, John. What movie makes you feel cold to the point where you feel immersed in the movie? Where it makes you feel cold? Hateful Eight makes me feel cold when I watch it, to be honest with you. I mean, it takes place during a blizzard. Another movie that makes me feel sort of cold is Fargo, which takes place in the dead of winter. I think that's what you meant by the question. Either one of those, I would say. Oh, the movie Alive also. It's based on a true story about a plane crash and they crash on this mountaintop. I believe in the Alps, and they have to eat each other and resort to cannibalism. But it makes me feel cold as well. All right, guys, I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna go to my TikTok now. This is I'm gonna see who followed me in the last like 30 minutes here. Let's see. Oh, we had a lot of you followed. Let's see. Let's pick somebody random here. Let's go with Sweet Minnesota. Let's see what Sweet Minnesota has. You have a lot of bald kitties.
Muffins. Hi. Hi. Muffins.
That's precious. I could not have picked a better video to show. Your cat is terrifying, but yet precious at the same time. I like it. It's like your own personal little golem, but with bigger ears. Aw. So, Sweet Minnesota, thank you for the follow, and thank all of you for the follow. That was a perfect video I could have ever picked. I love it. Okay, let's go to the next one here. Forbidden Fruit 73. Have you seen Crossroads starring Ralph Macchio? I have not seen Crossroads starring Ralph Macchio. Outside of like My Cousin Vinny and the Karate Kid flicks, I have not seen a lot of Ralph Macchio movies. Is it good? J Chip Show. Do you watch AEW? If so, what is your favorite show? Also, what do you think of the recent WWE releases? I don't really watch AEW or WWE currently. I just find both of them sort of hard to get through. I have been to a live AEW show. It was good. I like wrestling. I more or less like. I like everything that goes on behind the scenes of wrestling, not so much what's going on in the wrestling ring nowadays. I love listening to wrestling podcasts where they discuss things that happened back in 1995 at Survivor Series, things like that. As far as the new WWE releases go, if you're not a hardcore wrestling nerd, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, they released some people from WWE, which were questionable at best. It's like, why did you release like talented people, but you keep these other people like, but yeah, Braun Strowman was one of them. I was like, really? Braun Strowman? He seemed like kind of a big asset to have for wrestling. But yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. I feel like there's rumors going around that WWE wants to sell the company to like Disney or something. So who knows? Bobby Knight says, did you go to college? If not, why? If so, what was your major? I did go to college. I have a degree. I have an applied science in applied science and graphic design and marketing. So I did go to college. So that's what I did. I sort of get to use my degree with YouTube. I worked at a marketing company in a cubicle for a short amount of time before my YouTube days. I don't think I'd ever want to do that again. But yeah, so I did go to college. Your mom went to college. Carter Lovejoy says, what was a movie or TV show or even something from a movie or TV show that scared you as a kid? Did you ever watch YMS's childhood trauma series? I did not watch it. I bet it's great though. I would say something that terrified me as a kid. I remember the Stephen King movie, Children Under the Stairs. And I remember like the pasty, malnourished kid who always disgusted me when I looked at him. And then I remember the dad or whatever in the movie had like a gimp costume and he ran around with a shotgun. That always terrified me. And I don't know why. I always thought like every house with a basement had children living in it. And the guy who owned the house would have like a gimp outfit. That I remember that legitimately terrified me as a kid. And I always remember walking by a house that had like basement windows and trying to like look in the windows to see if I could see like a little pasty pale kid down in the basement. So I hope I answered your question. Claudia Rogujon. Dukes of Hazzard movie is weird because it feels like they took the Dukes of Hazzard and injected it with American Pie and Jackass humor. Do you agree? Yeah, absolutely. That was the demographic they were catering to. So yeah, I do agree. I mean, whenever you have Jessica Simpson starring in your movie, you're not trying to make a really good movie. My favorite line from the Dukes of Hazzard movie, and me and my friends still use it today, is sounds like $50. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go watch the movie. Deadlifts scare me. Hey, John, have you seen Come and See 1985? By the best, most horrifying war film I've ever seen. Would definitely recommend if you like dark movies. Also, I second you watching Burning 2018. Yeah, what is this called? Come and See 1985? I'm going to write it down, though. I'll check it out, man. I'll check into it, but thank you for the recommendation. I have not seen it, though. I do like me some dark movies. Jalen Martin, thoughts on the expandable, thoughts on learning how to read, John. Thoughts on the Expendable trilogy. They've all sort of felt like cash grabs at best to me. I mean, I was really excited when I saw the first one going into it. Then you watch it and it just feels like Stallone wrote the script in like 4 hours. And he's like, let's just get everyone in the movie. It'll sell tickets. Who cares? And then the second one came out, and like Jean-Claude Van Damme was pretty cool, but they all felt like sort of a waste of all the talent. You sort of just hope they utilize them more than they do so, and it feels like they don't really have an idea of what to do, so they just kind of tack them in. So I was not a huge fan of the Expendable trilogy. The best scene is the Terry Crews scene with the automatic shotgun, though. Brandon Ishmael, Burning is a South Korean film, a slow burn, but I think you'll like it. It also wins in a fight. Tiny Todd with the flu or Lights Camera Jackson love you. Oh, who wins in a fight? Tiny Todd or Lights Camera Jackson? Tiny Todd. He'd rip his spine out and hold it over his head. And he'd use a skull as an ashtray. Absolutely. Okay, so it's a South Korean film. Okay, now I feel like I've come across this. Now that you mention that, was it an Amazon produced film, Burn, or am I thinking of something else? Okay, now I definitely want to watch it because I have a lot of South Korean films on my to watch list. Patrice Chaswick. Hey John, I have a YouTube channel for me and my mates mucking around, but I am starting to get into editing you worded this to where I don't know how to read. I'm starting to get into the editing side of things for my business. I currently have a drone and a GoPro 9. Is there any hardware you can recommend to up the quality of my videos? I mean, what do you make? Are you making like vlog videos? I mean, you should be good to go, man. I mean, if you have a decent drone and a GoPro, the footage is going to be fine. As long as the audio sounds good. The GoPro, if you're making vlog videos, it does have really good audio on it. So I think you'll be okay there. Really just focus on making the videos. Focus on the content. Focus on what you're recording. And the quality can be secondary. Just utilize them. Just be creative. Have some cool establishing shots with the drone. Do some cool shots with the GoPro. But you don't need to be Steven Spielberg or something. Just focus on what you're recording and don't get too hung up on the actual... the camera that you're using, and just do your best to edit them. I think focus on the editing. It doesn't have to be overly complicated, just clean and to the point, and you'll be good to go. And when it comes to editing software, I don't know what you're using. I would recommend something simple. I use PowerLink. What do I use? CyberLink Power Director, the new version, which I love. I've been using it for like a year or two. So easy, so simple to use. I've tried Final Cut. I've tried Adobe Premiere. I hate both of them. So if you're just making like vlog videos for YouTube, check out what is it called? Power Director, yeah. Rotisserie James, thoughts on The Sopranos? Oh, I love me some Sopranos, man. Tony Soprano, Paulie is my spirit animal. I love it. The final season was my least favorite, but I like The Sopranos. I'm looking forward to the prequel movie coming out. Your name here. Hey, John. Hoo-ha! That is all. Well, hoo-ha! Right back to you. How about I give you a pack of bubblegum and show you how to chew it? Thanks, man. Bucketeer. Hey, John. Hope you're doing well. Also, name that movie. I vote for Outer Space. No way. These are local boys. Hashtag flick for tonight. I don't know what the quote's from. I vote for Outer Space. No way these are local boys. What the hell is that from? I vote for Outer Space. No way these are local boys. I feel like... Does a woman say that in a movie? Someone tell me what that's from. Okay. So yeah, thanks for the question, man. Yeah, I don't know the movie. But Hybrid Strike. You helped me greatly through middle/high school in hard times. Always loved your content. Now I'm jacked and can ignore the assholes. Yeah, man, you got to get so big to where you can just put your bicep around someone's neck and squeeze it until they black out. Well, thanks, man. I'm glad to help. Any motivation I can give. Trimmers. Yeah, damn it. Trimmers. Fred Ward. Okay. Fred says it in Trimmers. I love me some Trimmers, man. Kevin Bacon. Someone just said The Sopranos is cringe and boring. What? No, man. No. Sopranos is good. I don't think it's overrated at all. It's exactly what it needs to be. But yeah, man. Thank you for that. Benny says... Would you rather have a party with Margot Robbie or Megan Fox? Are we talking about like Megan Fox, like 2007 Transformers, or Margot Robbie from Wolf of Wall Street? I'll take Margot Robbie, Wolf of Wall Street. Yeah, any day. JL member, I meant thoughts on Casino Royale 4K. Yeah, the 4K is... It's good. I don't think it's perfect. But yeah, I watched part of it once. I remember it looking good. It's a decent transfer, but I don't think I was blown away by it, but I remember it looking pretty damn good. James Doshier, thoughts on the movie Judge Dredd with Stallone? It's not very good. But the scene I like most is where they're on the prison transport ship and it crashes and they get picked up by the cannibal hillbilly cowboys and the one character is actually a robot. Hey, Paul! I like that scene and it has Rob Schneider in it, which just makes it instantly such a mid-90s movie. I remember liking it more as a kid, but I definitely prefer the Carl Urban Dredd movie. Forbidden Fruit 73. Remember when Forrest Gump was your number one movie? Yeah, it's probably not my number one movie anymore, but I still stand by it as being a damn good movie. The thing about Forrest Gump is it feels like you get 10 different movies in one. You get all these different emotions in one movie. You get drama, you get action, you get suspense, you get a thriller, you get comedy, you get all this levity, and you get all these great characters. And the thing about Forrest Gump is you go on this man's life journey, and I'm a huge fan of movies like that. And also I like biopics that it's a fictional biopic, but I like movies like that. And also it spans so many different historical events and decades. So it just, when I don't know what to watch, Forrest Gump just gives you like 10 different movies in one. That's why I love it. So yeah, I do remember that though. Lieutenant Dan, ice cream. I must have drank myself about 14 Dr. Peppers. Collie Wally. I saw Aquaman 4 times and I still don't like it. Aquaman was one of those movies that sort of grew on me. Darkside Mr. Master says, Lieutenant Dan, a great character. Lieutenant Dan is phenomenal. I wish I had a friend like Lieutenant Dan, but I want like crazy drunk Lieutenant Dan who lost his legs. That's what version of Lieutenant Dan I want as my friend. Anyway, next question. Yeah, Aquaman. I didn't love Aquaman the first time I saw it. It was one of those movies that sort of grew on me, and I was like, oh, it's just like, I get what they were going for. At first, I was like, this is questionable at best, with some of their choices they made, especially like the Amber Heard Aquaman like love scene where they're playing like some weird, bizarre music in the background. I'm like, this feels so out of place. But I've come to like Aquaman way more, and it's an easy movie to shut your brain off and just watch. So for that, I enjoy it. Tyler Watts, hey John, which is worse, WCW in the year 2000 or Monday Night Raw today? I'm probably going to say WCW in the year 2000, honestly. Whenever David Arquette's your champion, I mean, come on. You can't go much lower. Just JDD24, favorite road trip movie, my vote would go to Rain Man and Thelma and Louise. Both are good. I don't think either of those would be my favorite road trip movies. I mean, the movie Road Trip, I always really enjoyed. I always thought that was good. I remember that movie came out and it had Tom Green in it. I was such a huge Tom Green fanboy at the time. I was like, Tom Green's in the movie. I have to see it. And I really did enjoy it. I feel like watching that right now, just talking about it. I'm trying to think of like another road trip movie I really enjoy. There's a road trip movie, and I know probably two of you have seen it. I feel like it's called like Josh and Sam, and it's about two brothers, and the one brother tells the other brother he's a cyborg, and they steal like this red car, and they travel across the U.S. I believe it's called Josh and Sam, and that was another like VHS movie that was aimed at kids in the early 90s. Has anyone else ever seen Josh? I think it's called Josh and Sam. Let me know if you've seen that movie. But yeah, of course, like I'd go with other like road trip movies like the National Lampoon's Vacation. I think the first one is more focused on the road trip vibe. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, good pick. Yes, absolutely. Harold and Kumar, not one of my favorites actually. Yeah, but let me know if you've seen Josh and Sam, anyone? Or I feel like I'm the only person alive that's seen it. Claudia Rogujon, you look younger than you did 6 years ago when you were ripped and bloated. I honestly thought your voice was deeper because you were bloated. Yeah, I do. I think what it was is when I gain weight, or I retain water, my face definitely like gets more bloated. And I think that makes me look older. So yeah, I do agree with you. I looked older like 5 years ago. And that's why I don't work out so much, or I should work out more than I do, but that's why I stopped working out, because I was like, ugh, you look like you're about to explode. Okay. Someone said Logan for a road trip movie. I don't know if I'd qualify Logan as like a road trip movie. I mean, technically, I guess. But thank you for that. James says, have you seen the movie Return to Oz from 1985? I don't think I have seen Return to Oz from 1985. Your name here. Gravity is great. Gravity is a great motivational movie. For what? Not dying in space? I mean, as long as you have a fire extinguisher in space, you'll probably be okay, right, Sandra Bullock? I like the movie, though. All right. The next one comes from Winners at the Prom Queen. Favorite movie under 90 minutes? Clerks is under 90 minutes, isn't it? Isn't Clerks like an hour and 20-something minutes? Maybe Clerks? A lot of comedy movies are usually short, but I think Clerks is under 90 minutes, so I'd probably go with that. Elliot Cecil, what did you think about AGP2? What the fuck is that? A Quiet Place 2? Yeah, okay. I talked about it earlier. I said I really liked it. I prefer the first movie. I think it just has... I think I had to sneeze. I just feel like the first movie had a bit more memorable scenes in it, and it was like the first time you're experiencing this, and the monsters or the creatures were a little bit scarier in the first movie. So yeah, I definitely preferred the first Quiet Place movie. All right, guys, I'm gonna take a quick break and go sneeze. So what I'm gonna have you guys do is get all your questions in right now during the break, and then I'm not gonna take any more questions after the break, and I'll get everything answered that I currently have, and then you guys leave during the break. So yeah, get those questions in. I'll be back in just like 1 or 2 minutes. So go grab something cold to drink, grab some popcorn or some Sour Patch Kids or whatever you want, and I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. And as a wise man once said, I'll be back. And here we go. And thank you to all 275 of you beautiful people watching right now. So let's finish off the questions here. And there's plenty left, so we're going to be here for a minute. So no rush on leaving anytime soon. But like I said, guys, get all your questions in right now. And then I'm going to wrap up this live show. Because the more I talk, the sicker I feel. So I'm going to try to conserve the energy and save the juices. All right, the next one comes from Winners at the Prom Queen. Thoughts on Will Smith's movie Concussion? I never saw Concussion. Is that the one based on the the whole concept of NFL players getting concussions while playing, and there was like a lawsuit, and then they were acknowledging it in the NFL, something like that? I didn't see that. I hope that's the movie, or else maybe there's another movie coming out I don't know about. Bakatir. Hello, John. I used to remember you numbering your Q&As back in the day. In your estimate, what number do you think this live stream is? Probably like 141? Maybe 141? I don't know. I do remember numbering them, and it got to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. Usually, what these are is when I went into making the live shows, at first I was going to have topics that I wanted to talk about. I was going to have like a list of like 5 topics I wanted to talk about, or at least things I cared about that I normally would not make a video for. And then as the live shows progressed, I noticed that I would just I'd make it whatever you guys wanted to talk about. So I figured, who gives a shit what I want to talk about? If you guys are watching, I'll just talk about what you guys want to talk about and respond to it. And that's what I like, because for me, that's entertaining. Like you guys are watching me right now, but the truth is I'm entertained by your questions. So it's kind of like a symbiotic relationship, right? So what number would this be? 592. I don't know. If anyone wants to figure that out, please do. The next one comes from Forbidden Fruit 73. Yeah, I just saw Crossroads. It's pretty good. He does go on a journey with a blues legend who made a deal with the devil he's trying to get out of. Interesting. Okay, interesting. So it's like the Johnny Went Down to Georgia song or whatever that is, movie. Does that make any sense what I just said? Anyway, Lucas Pronouncewitz, have you been binging any old shows over lockdown? Where I live, lockdown's over, dude. Shit just opened right back up and no one's wearing masks. And it's probably why I got a cold. Anyway, I blame Tinder for that. So yeah, have I been binge watching any old shows? I did actually go back and rewatch the last season of Game of Thrones just to remember how bad it was. Now, I will say the first like 2 episodes, I was like, okay, I can live with this. And then it just progressively just gets worse and worse. And then you get to Bran the Broken and you're just like, oh no, what'd you do? So yeah, that was like technically an older show I binge watched. Ghost Whisperer of the Night. Do you watch Sons of Anarchy, the TV show? No, I do not. I've heard it's good. I just never got into it. If I want to watch bikers do meth, I'll just go to my stepdad's family reunion. Jalen Martin, thoughts on the Rocky films? I love them, man. I love them. Rocky 1, overall the best. Balboa also is very heartfelt. Rocky 2, it's always one I can kind of skip over. It just feels like a repeat of the first movie. Rocky 3 is great. Has one of the most homoerotic beach scenes with 2 men that I really enjoy. Rocky 4 is just essentially a training montage made into a movie. But I love it. So, I love it, man. My eyeball itches. Elliot Cecil. Have you seen Boardwalk Empire / favorite character? My favorite, probably Steve Buscemi from Boardwalk Empire. I have seen it. I liked a lot of things about it. I'm trying to remember. Michael Shannon's character becomes like a religious bigot or something at some point, right? I liked it. I liked the time period of like the 1920s. And the production value of the show is really good. A lot of episodes were take or give. Like, there was definitely some way better, more entertaining episodes, and a lot of it dragged. But overall, I thought it was a good show. Just JDD24. If you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. One of my favorite quotes from Back to the Future. My favorite quote is 1.21 gigawatts, man. I mean, if you just say 1.21 gigawatts, whenever you just need to get hyped up, that'll get you going. That'll get you motivated. Marty JL member says, I meant Casino Royale 4K thoughts. Did I already answer this twice? Yeah, I answered that. I said I liked it. I said it looked good. Forbidden Fruit 73. Are you looking forward to Last Night in Soho? Not really. Wait. I feel like I'm thinking of something else right now when you said that. Hang on, let's look it up. Oh, the psychological horror movie. Okay. Yeah, direct. Yeah. Okay. Edgar Wright comes out this. I didn't even know the synopsis of this. I just knew it was the new Edgar Wright movie. Okay. I don't know much about it, but the fact that Edgar Wright's directing it gets me excited. I think that's the selling point for me. So I'll definitely check it out. Lucas Bernowskowitz, talk about how much you hate the Dredd trailer. Well, yeah, the Carl Urban Dredd movie, the reason it did so terrible at the box office is I blame the marketing company who put together that trailer. Whoever put together that trailer should never, ever, ever edit trailers because it made it look like a B-rate music video and it made it look like a B-rate movie. And they focused a little too much on the slow motion 3D effects, which made it look gimmicky and instantly dated. And I was so pleasantly surprised when I watched that movie. I was like, that trailer was awful, but this movie's kick-ass. Had they just reworked that trailer, I think we would have seen a Dredd 2 by now. Benny says, how many times did you watch Bob the Butler? Not many times. I don't know. Not much. The next one comes from Brianna Griggs. Did you work out before this live stream? Looks like you have a big bicep pump going on. Real talk, though. No, I didn't. I haven't worked out in a year and a half. Did you ever track macros when you were hard gaining? I didn't really ever track or add up or because I hate math. That's why I had to copy off the freshman kid in front of me in pre-algebra in high school as a senior to pass. But no, I never tracked macros. I had a really good feel for what I needed and what I should eat, when I should eat, and I was just very aware of how much to eat. So no, I never tracked macros. I mean, every once in a while, I guess I would keep track of like protein. Like I always made sure to like get enough protein in. Like if I felt like I was lacking that day or something, I'd always chug like a protein shake just to make myself feel better about who I am and what I'm doing. But other than that, not really, no. And thank you for the question. Just JDD24, what movie poster do you think has the best tagline? That's a good one. Because there's certain movie posters that don't put the tagline on it. Ooh, that's good. I need to think about that. Someone let me know what's your favorite tagline from a poster? Comment that right now. I want to have a discussion about this. I'm going to think on it though for a second. I'll come back to your question. Winners at the Prom Queen, can you do a Christopher Walken impression telling you that you have a cold? You know, John, you got to take Mucinex. You got a cold. Blow your nose. I don't know. Your mother just called. She said you need more tissue. What's that all about? I don't know. That's all I got, man. Don't ever ask me to do that again. Don't ever ask me to do that again. Can you do a Morgan... Winners at the Prom Queen, can you do a Morgan Freeman impression pulling someone over as a cop? Do you know how fast you were going? I can't do my Morgan Freeman impression right now. I'm sorry. I can't do it. Yeah. You either get busy slowing down or you get busy living. Don't ask me to do the more. I can't do it. I can't do the crackly voice right now. I'm sorry. Just JDD24. What movie we already talked about that. Hayden Cash. Hey John, screw the train that killed Victor. Absolutely. Are you talking about my Are you talking about my Stand By Me review? I think that's what we're talking about. In space, no one can hear you scream. Yes, from Alien. Yeah, that's one tagline that always sticks with me. The Dark Knight, welcome to a world without rules. That's a good one. It'll get your family wet for days to come. Titanic. I don't think that's accurate, but I like it. Get over here. That's from Mortal Kombat 2021. The tagline is gold. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Yeah, those are. What was the? I feel like what was the one from? I think T2 had one. Wasn't it like he's back or something? Or what was the tagline? The next one comes from, is it Yemen John or Jamin? I think it's Yemen John. Gyllenhaal's 2011 to 2014 movie run overlooked source code, end of watch, prisoners, enemy, Nightcrawler. People talk about the reconnaissance, not this run. Absolutely. Jake Gyllenhaal was on fire, man. Especially with Nightcrawler, which is my personal favorite, and probably Prisoners, I think, would be my two favorites. Yeah, it's weird. And then he went on to do, like, Southpaw, like, what was that, like a year later around that time, which wasn't very good in my opinion. But anyway, you're right. He was on, and why isn't Gyllenhaal in more movies right now? Like, it just feels like he'd be in more movies than he is. I don't know. Yalen Martin, thoughts on Terminator Salvation? Terminator Salvation for me was a missed opportunity. And you want to talk about movie trailers? the original teaser trailer for the first Terminator Salvation, or for the first teaser trailer that put out, where it had like a static screen and it had the music going da 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 da, and there was like, it showed like an underground sewer or something, and John Connor was walking through it as one of like the Terminators rise up from the water. That was a badass teaser trailer. That looked great. Then you watch the movie and it has like what's his face in it, Sam Worthington, and you're just like, this feels really miscast. And then they just make some really odd decisions throughout the movie that take you out of it. But there's a lot of good concepts, and the thing the biggest positive with Terminator Salvation is that at least they fucking went for it. We're in the apocalypse now. Things have went to shit. The nukes blew up. We're living life, you know? If you're listening to this, you are the resistance. Yeah, and I liked Christian Bale as John Connor. I did. It just, there was some odd casting. The plot about like Sam Worthington being like an executed prisoner, and then they had what's her face as a hologram. It just got, there were some bad ideas. But anyway, yeah, I do overall. It's sort of like a guilty pleasure movie to watch. There's another question I wanted to make sure I didn't miss on here. Hang on. Just making sure I didn't miss anyone's questions here. How long have we been? What time did we start this? At 10? It's been like an hour and a half? Okay. Just making sure I didn't miss anyone's questions. And thank you guys so much for just hanging out tonight. It's always a blast. And if you guys are YouTube members, please chime in and say whatever you want right now in the chat. I'll definitely get to it. Where are we at? Hang on a second. Because sometimes my chat freezes up and I hate it. Okay. Okay, I think I caught up here. Is it Dewan Patterson Powers or Dewan Patterson Powers? Best action visual directors with a bad reputation: Tony Scott, Michael Bay, Zack Snyder. Well, you named the three I was going to go with right off the top of my head. Both overdo it with their visuals. And here's the problem. Like Tony Scott, he did this weird thing in the late 90s, early 2000s, where he would do like this weird slow-mo, like low frame rate thing, and everything was so contrasty and oversaturated where it just like looked gross, and I hated it. Like Man on Fire, like you can like the movie, but I think like the way he made it look gross. And then Michael Bay, like he made movies like The Rock, looks good. And then he started like, in some other movies he makes it look way too contrasty, and he gets excuse me, I'm dying. Let me take another drink of this cough medicine. He gets a little too self-indulgent. And the same thing goes with Zack Snyder. All of them can make good movies. They can make great movies as long as they have someone to step in and keep them from themselves. I'm dying. So yeah, if I had to pick one for best visuals, I would say, damn, I actually enjoy the visuals of either Michael Bay or Zack Snyder when done right. Like if I had to pick the best of the best, I think when Zack Snyder's on and doing what he can, he's a really great visual director. But Michael Bay, like, if he could go back to like movies like The Rock and stop directing movies about fucking robots, that'd be great as well. So, Darkside Master says, thoughts on Spider-Man No Way Home rumors. Give it to me now. It sounds like the best comic book movie that you could ever make. It just sounds like they're going to give you everything you'd ever want to see in a Spider-Man movie. It's like it sounds like the ultimate Spider-Man movie without all the build-up to get to it. So I'm excited to see it. I hope the rumors are true. DJ Run 01, did you say you're on Tinder right now? Does Amber know? I'm a single guy once again, so it's all good. Bucketeer, who knew that Elm Street is near Crystal Lake, like literally down the street? Yeah, and Freddy vs. Jason. Yeah, it was like 500 feet away. You know, Jason Voorhees didn't have to walk far, did he? So convenient. Or maybe he took an Uber. Who knows? Josh Riviera says, ever watched the Wishmaster movies or Warlock movies? I think I saw the Wishmaster movies. I think I've seen both. Also the Puppet Master movies. And with the little puppets that came to life. I always liked the guy that had the hat on with like the and he had like he had a knife and the one guy had like a drill for like a hand. Was that Puppet Master? Right. Amaray M says, F versus J is my favorite Friday the 13th movie. Laugh out loud. Freddy versus Jason. I remember seeing that in theaters and just, I liked the soundtrack to it, but the movie itself. Claudia Rogajon says, did you find the Bad Boys movies entertaining? I know Bad Boys 2 might be technically bad, but I really enjoyed watching it. How about you? I hated Bad Boys 2, even in the theater. I thought that movie was way too long for its own good. I just remember the scene where it's the car chase scene, and they hijack Dan Marino's car. Literally, it's Dan Marino. They hijack his car. And at that point, I was like, I'm done. Like, this movie needs to be over. The first one was good, though. But the third Bad Boys movie I did enjoy. I have a review for it. The first one was good. Second one I hated. Hated it. Bucketeer says I gotta get a pump. Yeah, from Pain and Gain. See, I liked the concept of Pain and Gain. The execution it needed another director. It needed like the Coen brothers to direct it. Farrell Lovely says, thank you for the stream tonight, John. I was falling asleep earlier doing homework. Now I'm wide awake, ready to finish it. Also, Quiet Place was great. Well, good. And good luck with your homework. I hope I motivated you to do it or not do it. Either way. I hate just when you said homework, it took me back to like high school. I hated that shit. I always remember not doing homework and like trying to like copy off one of my friends 5 minutes before class started. Chris Salomo, hey John, why do you think the same thing happens in your life every 3 years? Maybe the same factors contribute. Probably. What I'm doing is essentially I'm Bill Murray in my own personal Groundhog Day. Instead of every day repeating itself, it's usually every 3 years. And small things do change, but usually it's just a cycle every 3 years. I get a new girlfriend, I move, and I repeat the process. But it's what keeps me going. It's what keeps me alive. I don't know. I feel like if you stay still too long, you die. Or at least that's what I tell myself to keep going. Anyway, Dark Side Master, Blade from Puppet Master. Yes, that's who. Yes. I always wanted a miniature Blade from Puppet Master figure to put on my shelf back there, and hopefully it would kill me in my sleep. Are you excited for Halloween Kills? Yeah, I hope it's good, but my expectations are lower than I want them to be. Yeaman John says, Gyllenhaal movies after Nightcrawler are Southpaw, Everest. Everest was instantly forgettable. Nocturnal Animals, Far From Home, Life, Demolition, Stronger, Sisters, Brothers. Excuse me. I actually met Jake Gyllenhaal at his premiere of Stronger in Zurich, Switzerland. That's where I got my cool selfie picture with him. And he was there for the premiere. And he was actually going to sit right behind me at the premiere. But like 2 minutes into the movie, he got up and left. So anyway. Bad Boys 2 was lit as fuck, John. What is John talking about? Bad Boys 2 was a mess. Like the scene where they're driving their yellow Humvee just through people's like shacks in Cuba just killing 500 people in the process of a car chase to find some guy who sells coke. It's like, what is this trash? Sorry, I'm... Okay. Favorite Bayformers movie besides the first one from Dark Side Master? I think Dark Side of the Moon was probably the most watchable one after the first movie, and I don't even think it's that good. I liked the voice of Spock doing the voice of whatever fucking Autobot that was. Leonard Nimoy. Josh Riviere, when is Warzone info coming out? John, I want to get some wins with you, man. I have not. I played Warzone once in the last 3 weeks. That game is the bane of my existence. I play it for 12 minutes. I instantly get angry. I want to break my controller, punch myself in the face, and then I keep playing. So, I don't know. Just JDD24 says, I used to copy homework also. Yeah, man, it was the only... Homework was stupid. I'm sorry. I don't believe in the concept of homework. I do not. Life's stressful enough as a teenager. You don't need to take that stuff home with you. You're at school 8 hours a day. I will accomplish it there. Good night, Amory M. Thanks for joining and being a moderator. MKF30, hey John, what are your thoughts on the new Shazam costume? I have not I have not seen the new Shazam costume, but I will look at it. Is it out? I don't see a new Shazam. I see a concept. It's said to look better. Yeah, the old one looked like cosplay. It looked like a Shazam costume you would buy at Party City with padded pillow muzzles. The new one looks a little more textured and darker and more rigid, sort of like the Man of Steel suit. So yeah, the new one, if this concept is true, it looks way better to me, yeah. I was not a fan of the old one. It just looked like something you could buy at Walmart during Halloween or something. I blame the school system. Yeah, I blame the school system for a lot of my shortcomings as well. Claudia Rogajon says, you rather watch Bad Boys 2 over Transformers 2? Yeah, I probably would. I'd rather drive into a tree going 88 miles per hour than watch Transformers 2 again. So yeah, you got a good point there. Just JDD24 says, thoughts on Nocturnal Animals with Gyllenhaal. I thought that movie was a one watch at best. It felt like a movie trying to it almost felt like I felt nothing watching it. It felt sort of like a waste of great actors and a good director, and I just felt nothing. It felt like a really empty, hollow movie. It reminded me of Oscar bait movies like Crash or something. It was definitely a one watch movie for me. MKF30 says, there's pictures kind of remind me of Flash a little or Superman. Absolutely, yeah, the new Shazam suit. 1901, shame that you're single again, John. It's okay. Things work out for the best in the end. That's at least what I tell myself. I don't mind, just living life. It's okay. The thing you need to understand in life is you don't want to force something, right? Because if you force something, then you just live in unhappiness for an extended amount of time. A lot of people do that, and I feel like it's healthy not to. Josh says, do you love Ryan Reynolds? Yes, probably more than I should. And Ryan Gosling. I will be the meat in that man sandwich any day of the week. Dark Side Masters, celebrity crush from the 90s. Who from the 90s? Probably Sharon Stone, I would say as a kid. Sharon Stone, yeah, easily. Have you seen Chuck? I have not. Have you watched the whole 9 yards with Bruce Willis? Yes, I have. Not one of the better Bruce Willis movies. Okay, guys, I'm going to take just one more question. Yeaman John says, is Jonah Hall a movie star material? His only 3 big budgeted movies are The Day After Tomorrow, Prince of Persia, Spider-Man: Far From Home. Yeah, Gyllenhaal, it's odd. Like, he stars in a lot of good movies, but some of those movies aren't that great, do that great at the box office. And it's like, he's been handed over a few franchises that didn't really pan out, like Prince of Persia, like you said. And even that, I don't think was, are you just saying big budget or box office successful? Yeah, Spider-Man: Far From Home did well. So yeah, I guess you're right. I would like to see him do more big budget movies, like good big budget movies. But you do have a good point there, yeah. Isaiah Fordice, thanks for the super chat, Isaiah, but you didn't ask a question, man, but thanks so much. I really wish I knew more people I could discuss movies with like this. Well, you don't need those people in your life. The only friend you need is me, and that's why I'm here on a weekly basis to talk to you about movies and other weird shit along the way. I'll be the friend that you don't have, and you guys can be the friends I don't have, that ask me the questions about movies. That's what I'm doing here. All right. Yeah, Prince of Persia. I don't think I've ever watched more than 30 minutes of that movie, but Gyllenhaal was at his biggest and most buff in that movie. Like, his physique was... I'm just going to say he had some help with that physique. What is your favorite Marvel movie? Probably Infinity War and Endgame combined, but if I had to pick one just like to watch randomly all the time, Thor Ragnarok always entertains me. Like, I always put on Thor Ragnarok when I don't know what else to watch and I'm like eating frozen pizza. It's just instantly entertaining and I enjoy it. It never gets old to me. Claudio Rogajon, remember the Ryan Reynolds movie Just Friends? I do, and I remember fat Ryan Reynolds in prosthetics. That was great, with braces. That was good stuff. Josh says, John comes through. We appreciate you, man, for real. Well, thanks, man. Favorite and least favorite Stan Lee cameo? It's unfortunate that his last cameo was in, what was that in? Was it Captain Marvel? Was that his last cameo? Like, for a Marvel movie, I feel like it was. I wish they would have known, like, it would have been his last, so he could have done a little bit more. My favorite would probably be in the Hulk, the 2008 Ed Norton Hulk, where he drinks, like, the green soda. Oh. Excelsior. Probably that one. Josh says he enjoyed Prince of Persia. Well, I'm glad someone did. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. John, you are the only friend I need. And I stand by that. You don't need more than one. I'll be the friend you need. I'm more than a friend. I'm a symbol, and a symbol is incorruptible. I'm never going away. Everlasting. All right, as always, guys, I think the cough medicine just caught up to me. I'm feeling a little bit lightheaded. I'm going to go eat some tacos I made yesterday. But as always, guys, thank you guys so much for joining me for another live stream. It's always a blast just to hang out with you guys, answer your questions, talk about movies for a couple hours, and that's what we did tonight. But as always, if you guys want to win this 4K of Justice Society World War II, I can't talk, after this video is published to YouTube, comment under the video, not during the live chat, but under the video. And next week, I'll randomly pick somebody to win this bad boy. So look out for that. And I announced the winner of this earlier, so go back earlier in the live stream if you were the winner and send me a DM on Twitter, and I will mail that out to you. But as always, guys, one last question because you just got it in at the last second, Night King 01. Thoughts on The Last Samurai? I like biopics. I really enjoyed The Last Samurai. I enjoyed the first half more than the second. It's not one of my favorite Tom Cruise movies, but overall, it's a really badass movie. And it's a movie I've only seen like a few times. But yeah, I've always really enjoyed it, and it's something I need. I haven't watched it in probably like a solid 5 years, but I always remember like the first half when he's like transitioning into the culture. I always enjoyed that more. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, maybe a little bit too much. Have a good night. Stay safe, guys, and hopefully by the next time I come back, I'm not coughing and drinking cough syrup, or maybe I am. But But either way, stay safe, have a good night, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Rich the Savior, damn you. You just got a question in right before I ended this live stream, and I will not leave a man behind. This is the last question. If I get another one, I'm still leaving. Okay, here it is. Rich the Savior. John, I almost missed the live stream again. Good to see you're not dead from China virus. No, I definitely don't have the China virus. Got checked twice. Also, I'm about to move again 7 years in a row. Will you help me move my couch? I'll buy you pizza and an energy drink. Well, you sold me right there. If we were pals and lived in the same town, I would help you move only if you help me move because I also move every year. So I would also buy you pizza and an energy drink or whatever else you wanted. That's typically what I buy the people who help me move. It's the least I can do. So Rich, good luck with the move, man. And I move in another month, so wish me luck. I'm getting pretty. I need to get a sponsorship with U-Haul. You think by like the 7th move I would figure that out? As always, guys, stay safe. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna go now. Thank you, Rich, for the question. The last second question. I'm getting the hell out of here. Did someone just say Streamlabs questions? Did I miss something? I answered everything on here. Did I miss someone's question? Christian? It's showing that I answered everything. If I did miss anything, I always go back and I will save the question for the next live stream and answer it right at the beginning. I'll double check to make sure I didn't miss anything. As always, guys, stay safe. Have a good night. And thanks for watching so much. I'm going to go die now. Bye.